At the convergence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela Rivers, we're in the football town of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at Acrisure Stadium. Straight ahead is what should be a very entertaining matchup between the Los Angeles Rams and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Two of the NFL's best starts challenging each other here. Off we go in a Week 4 showdown. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. Offense out now to get us started. It's 1st and 10. Guy plays straight ahead. Breaks the tackle. He's got space ahead. And he has it right near midfield here. Looks like about a yard short. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
I can assure you of one thing. That carry just brought some extra work in the opening quarter. You couldn't script that run any better.
One play in, and they are already close to midfield.
Let's go now. Let's go.
Going to the ground again on first. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete.
I like that right there, Kate. Early in this game, show your cards. Double this guy. They know his ability, his reputation. Make somebody else beat you.
Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on 3rd down. Throw here. 3rd down. Gets it to him on the screen. This is not going to get it done on 3rd down. They catch it behind the line. This goes for a loss.
Not terribly complicated on this one. Just not the 3rd down screen you wanted to run. Little chance they were getting the first, and apparently little chance they were going to even gain a positive yard at all.
And he drives it skyward, hoping to drop this near the goal line. And he'll get under this one and make the fair catch at the 19-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Loading up on the left. It's going to be trips to that side. Here's 1st and 10. Shotgun snap. They'll throw. Finds the in route complete. And he will get to that 30-yard line before they stop him. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Nick Bosa makes the stop.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like we got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you can win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Setting up the screen, it's Olave. Gets up and over a man. And the stop is made as he drives this to the opposing 43. You get 22 out of that play. And that's going to be good for an LA 1st down.
That's just awesome, Kate. A little bit of multitasking on that catch. Primary focus, as I always say, is you got to catch it first. But out of the corner of his eye, he knew exactly where to go, and he gets a bunch of yak on top of it.
1st and 10 from the 43. It's Reynolds on the carry. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
big man up front said, "Not in my house." Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this: it's over. Over.
Let's go. 60 Vikings, 60 Vikings. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Ready.
2nd and 10, back to throw. That's on target, Puka Nacua. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And the Rams have the first down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from this man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that's separation.
They go play action on first down. Caught just shy of the goal line. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams start the game off right with a 6-0 lead. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Starting from the 5. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful effort. All right, Steelers to the line now. 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10.
Let's go.
Back-to-back carries here. He couldn't quite break it. Still a 5-yard gain, though. 3rd down.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
About set. This is 3rd and 5.
Here we go, set. Viking 18. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Ready.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
An early deficit means you lose the runway to slowly get your offense up to speed. This offense got to get going. That incompletion won't help.
Takes this in at the 25. And he's brought down before the return gets far.
First down 10 at their own 32-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 32.
Panther 60, Panther 60.
They send a receiver in motion right.
Ready.
They run. Here's Reynolds. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
Okay, a 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. You're going to have to pick up the pace.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8.
Here we go, set. Mike.
We give to Reynolds. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now.
And it's 3rd down.
So before they can get set and snap it, the clock runs out on quarter 1. The Rams out to an early advantage. More from Acrisure Stadium after the break. Time for the second quarter of play. It's Rams football. They're looking at 3rd and 6 here. To the air on 3rd and long. That's caught for the first. Into the red zone. He makes it in for the Los Angeles touchdown. The Rams take a 13-0 lead. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olsen would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, they work the same route tree and they move with the football, well, just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns, too, just like he showed off.
And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Pittsburgh offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Takes the handoff. Now to throw. Gets it downfield. On target to Gadsden. At the 20. And they're going to have 1st and goal. He's out of bounds just shy of that 5-yard line. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
Kate, I've probably seen a million balls thrown in my life, and maybe even more. From the time I was in high school all the way here to the pros, and over all these decades of watching guys throw it, and I'll tell you what, I never get tired of watching it.
And he gets in. Touchdown! The Steelers make it a one-score game in the first half. Made the right read on the RPO inside the red zone, Brock, and things worked out.
And you know what is so key about these RPOs? It's that mesh point. It's the details right there. Not immediately giving any indication of what they were going to do, and it created, Kate, the slightest of hesitations for the defense. And that slightest opportunity is all he needed to hit the end zone.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And nope, not chancing this one. Knee down for a touchback. Good field position for the Rams as they get ready. 1st and 10.
Rig alert, rig alert. 70, get the wolf. 19 Lions.
Airing it out to start this drive. Connects on the crosser. And they're going to get to him right along that midfield stripe, Brock, as he's sent out. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already at midfield.
At the 50-yard line.
Ready? 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Now it's Reynolds. It's a solid block in there. Springs him for 8. It's going to be 2nd down.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Let go.
Here comes Reynolds. Nothing doing on 2nd. They get to him behind the line. Now it's going to be 3rd and longer.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They give it to him again. And he's able to get this down to the 36. He gets 6 on that play. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because it's money down and they want the ball, but a 3rd down run for a first down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
This is complete. Downfield to Smith. And he's out of bounds on a gain that takes him into the red zone, Brock, inside the 15. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry. Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7.
Go! Viking 18!
Back to the well again. Ooh, they're on that one. 2nd down's going to end up in a loss of yards.
Just an outstanding play by that safety. But I'll say this, Kate. That offensive coordinator, take note. Those safeties are flying downhill. To create a negative play on a toss, well, I can assure you a reverse, a trick play, something over their heads coming eventually.
This drive is in trouble. Got to figure out 3rd and 12.
18, Rock, Panther 6, go!
3rd and long for him here. He brings it in. And that is a Los Angeles touchdown. The Rams take a 13-point lead. It's a Puka Nacua touchdown. So he finds his man in space, and then the wideout takes advantage. Nice finish there to take it in for 6.
Yeah, no question about it. We know points are always a premium in this league, and this really becomes a 3 to 4 point play. Right? When you don't have to settle for field goals, you can throw it underneath, and your receivers do that much damage in the open field and score a touchdown. That's big time.
Has this at the 6. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful effort.
1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
All right, Steelers to the line now. 1st and 10.
18, Rattler, 18, Panther 60, Panther 60, ready,
They pitch it out to him here. He loses the football. But I believe a Steeler was first to that football. They make the recovery and keep possession. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock. But now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice, but kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make them bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next. I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
set, top 6, Cowboy 80.
3rd and long. They're going to throw. Absolutely fires this one right side. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Devontae Smith, the intended target. And now they're staring at 4th and long. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Collects this at the 32. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Only a minute and 57 seconds left between us. in halftime at this point. More from Acrisure Stadium in just a moment.
Ready.
Good
break.
field position for the Rams as they get ready. 1st and 10.
Tag. Deputy Lions. Ready, ready.
Tossing right to the short side. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
That is just a great drive starter. What every offense wants. Gives you a little bit of energy, a little juice, and now a really manageable 2nd down.
7 yards on that last play, so this is 2nd and 3.
Deputy. Cougar 19.
Back now, pressure coming. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. It's the first time we've seen one of his passes hit the ground this game, Brock. He'd been perfect before that one.
Well, we hear it and we know it. Right? The team that makes fewer mistakes in this league typically wins the game. Yeah, that was what would you call a first mistake throwing the ball, and they still got the lead thanks to earlier efforts.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down.
Ready, ready. Cut 19. Cut 19. Ready.
Back to throw. It's complete. This is Olave. And he's going to be hauled out on a gain across midfield down inside the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 12 on that one. And the Rams have the 1st down.
Now here's a spot where the timing's got to be absolutely perfect, Kate, between the quarterback and the receiver. That throw is made before that receiver's ever thinking of coming out of his cut. Too early, it's incomplete. Too late, and it's headed the other way.
Let's go. Cowboy 80. Ready.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, they got to tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Here we go. Here we go. Let's go.
Another carry for him. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. A tackle made by Kobe Turner.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6.
Go.
They'll air it out on 3rd. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. 4th down coming up.
We see this all the time. The number one thing you see NFL defenses do to try to force that 4th down, gets down coverage. Put your cover guys on the field. Let the boys up front cut it loose with pressure, and let the cover guys go shut it down.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that makes this a 3-score game.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Returnable from the 2. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
At their own 21-yard line.
Pittsburgh offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Airing it it out to start this drive. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
They'll work against the blitz. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down.
Come on, set. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. 79 Broncos.
He's going to throw it. This one's caught. Smith has it. And this great effort winds up getting him well into enemy territory before he's brought down. The Steelers calling their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
I love everything about that play, Kate, so much for a quarterback. When you throw in that crossing route, it's imperative that you lead that receiver. You don't throw where he's at, you throw where he's going. And when you do, yards after catch follow.
He's got Emeka Egbuka. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Timeout called by the offense, and with another timeout available, they could actually get another 2 plays if they work quick.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Coming to the line for another first and 10.
Here we go. Viking 18. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
From the red zone on first. Into a ton of traffic, and this one's intercepted. And the Rams are stopped on that return, so that interception's going to be the final play of this opening half. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. The kicking team out there for the Steelers, and here they go to send it away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. Good field position for the Rams as they get ready. First and 10. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Dumps it off to his running back. Blast through midfield. And they're on him to send him out right before he gets to that 30-yard line. How about a big hitter, 30, 40 yards there and a new set of downs.
I think one of my favorite adjectives, I don't know why, it just sounds good off the lips, is shred. Shredding paper. Shredding the slopes. Or dude shredding a defense just like that.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35.
Pack the 60.
Low back in the backfield, and they give it to him. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is second and 10.
Get it. Ready.
Blowing back gets the handoff. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. That was Xavier McKinney that time with the tackle.
25-yard line. A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's third down.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4.
Come on, set.
Throwing off the play fake. Holding left side. And he's going to be dropped with a big hit at the end of that. But the effort still sets him up with a 1st and goal.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Ready?
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. 2nd and goal coming up.
When you get that jet sweep to the outside, you have to. You have to get vertical. There is just too much team speed in today's NFL if you don't go north and south.
2nd and goal, back to all the way up to the 14 here.
Go!
They'll send him up the middle. And the defense wins this rep. That's stopped at the line, and now they've got 3rd and goal.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
You've got 3 tight ends out there now. Here's 3rd and goal. The tight end in motion now.
Gravity Lions. Sixty Bobcat.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal. First time this game they've looked to him. So now they're left with 4th and goal.
That's one of those 3rd down situations where you're asking an awful lot of your man to make a play to keep this drive going. Too much of a contested catch there, unable to bring it in.
The kick by McLaughlin is good, and that extends the lead to 20.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
Receivers take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
All right, Steelers to the line now. 1st and 10. They're going play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And nice work by the defense to start this drive out. It's a sack on the first play. After the sack, let's see what the offense does here. 2nd and 18 coming up. Here's a throw. Into the hands of Gadsden. Complete. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He can take it to the house.
3rd and a lone yard coming up.
Here we go, set. Hey, go.
He gets it out left, and it's gone. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. New set of downs for him. Starts at the 38.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
And throw it here on 1st. Tried to float that one in, and defender's there for the interception. And he's making a house call. Pick 6 for Los Angeles.
defense right now has got some kind of tail on this quarterback. He's either giving it away with his eyes or his feet. Interception on the previous drive, and this defense once again jumping all over him.
That one right down the middle. And the Rams continue piling onto this lead. A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. This return starts at the 5. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful effort.
At their own 19-yard line.
Getting a pistol formation here first as they come to the line.
Here we go, here we go.
Running this one left. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run. Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Pass play now. It's Ibuka on the slant. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
And the Steelers first down. First and 10 at the 39.
So fresh set of downs now from the 39. Pass play on 1st and 10. Catch made left side by Ibuka. And no gain after the catch, but the gain's still out across midfield. There to the 45. That's 16 on the pickup. And a fresh set of downs for Pittsburgh.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
1st and 10, looking to throw. Chased out to his right. He's running with it. Downfield, and he has McConkey. You don't get too many plays of that size in a game, and that flag takes away one of them. So not just the yardage, Brock, but the illegal forward pass also cost them the down. It's 2nd and long.
Hiking 18. Ready.
They'll run here following the penalty. And they're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And the Steelers have a first down.
Kane, I want you in the audience to imprint that play in your mind. When you hear me or any announcer say, oh, he's running downhill. Oh, get running downhill. Oh, you want to hit it downhill. That right there, that was running downhill.
Well, right side, caught by Smith. Breaks another tackle, but the ball's out. The ball is out. Oh, the fumble jumps out of bounds. What a break there for the offense.
I think that's one of those cases, Kate, where this defense wished that ball was round. You know, it's not, and it bounces in funny ways, and unfortunately for the defense there, it bounces the wrong way right out of bounds.
So following the fumble and the recovery, here comes 2nd and short. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Most of the people watching will forget about that play in a couple minutes, but the coaches won't forget. He has that filed away the next time he really needs to pick up a few yards.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Working inside the red zone. And this is going to fall incomplete in the end zone. Running it all right there. Now they've got to regroup for 2nd down.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
They'll run now on 2nd down. The runner gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain, so Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Rams going nickel here on 3rd down. Back to throw now. Brought in. And this drive is going to continue. He's taken down at the 2 on 3rd down. And they've got themselves a 1st and goal.
That's another Steelers first down. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
They'll try and punch it in. And that right there is the start of what could be a goal line stand. They hit him for a loss on 1st and goal.
That's some tremendous study right there. That linebacker, it was almost as if he was in the other team's huddle and knew what was coming. He read his keys, he pulled the trigger, and he makes a tackle for loss.
Backed up to the 4-yard line now. It's 2nd and goal. There's another 40. And he's backed up again as they stop him for another loss.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a 3rd run after back-to-back negative losses.
Throwing on 3rd and goal. Oh, again, it looks like a pick, but they drop it. A chance to steal it away in the end zone. Just can't finish the play.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
19 tight.
Desperation time here. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted. And the Rams are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
Okay, that's far from the first time we've seen him throw into the wrong team, but this one was probably the most costly.
Rams ready for this one. Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go, set. Ready.
It's Reynolds on the carry. And how was that for some breathing room, huh, Brock? Gets him away from the goal line up to the 20. 12 yards on that play, and a good call, and that's him the 1st.
Simply put, Kate, that is a drive starter extraordinaire.
They keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Panther 60.
They run. Here's Reynolds. Trying to make it happen, but no luck. This goes backwards on 1st down.
There's just no question about it. He has the license to adapt a little bit, to diagnose plays because they trust his instincts. And there, well, it was all on display. Expert-level diagnosis going on to see a potential run in position to stop it behind the line.
And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. It's going to be 2 on the pickup, but that's going to bring up 3rd and 13.
Get it. Hawk 70.
That brings us to the 2-minute warning in Pittsburgh. Rams close to beginning the year 4-0. This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down.
Ready.
Now it's Reynolds. Wow, not a chance at all as he is met at the line on this one. That's going to be 4th and very long. The Rams are set to punt. And thankfully, he hasn't been needed until the final quarter. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. And he'll haul in this punt. Fair catch made at the 45-yard line.
At their own 46-yard line.
Good field position as the Steelers come up to it. 1st and 10.
Let's go now. 60 Eagle.
Here's the one back on the handoff. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
Pad level, pad level, pad level. To stop a run before it can get going means you got underneath those pads and gave that runner nowhere to go.
2nd and 10. Here he is to throw. He's going to dump this one off to the fullback. Complete. He's across midfield into Rams territory.
It's always nice to see teams still employ a fullback. I love rewarding the big guy with some touches during a game. They earn those looks. That was a well-run route, and he showed some soft hands to bring it in.
They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. 6-yard gain on the play. And a fresh set of downs for Pittsburgh.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And a solid gain there, Brock, of about 5. Takes him inside the 40-yard line.
He's brought down at the
You're sure happy with that offensively when you can hit a defense where it hurts, right in the middle of the field. And doing it on the counter, just simply overpowering them with their blocking, makes it that much sweeter.
That one's caught along the left sideline. Tackle made at the 10. 1st and goal coming up.
A gain of 26 yards. That's good for a Steelers 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line.
So it's the Rams who take this one on the road. Brock, I know you know this firsthand. All the way across the country. Feels like you're playing in the morning. You played in a lot of these. That is not an easy thing to do what they just did.
And you know what, Kate? You look back, even like the Niners of the 80s, those really good teams, they struggled in these 10 a.m. kickoffs on their body clock. You know who changed it? Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom said enough's enough. If you're good enough and we build up enough talent, we can also end this mystique or this problem of that early kick.
So that puts a bow on this one. For my partner Brock Huard and everyone involved on our crew, I'm Kate Scott signing off. This has been another presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Rams are winners as we say so long from Pittsburgh.